All right, I have opened up a fresh deck of Cineplexity cards.
Yes.
And you want to play a few rounds?
Of course I do.
Let's see what we got here.
Culture Clash won an Academy Award.
Midnight Cowboy.
Yeah. Best Picture, 1969.
He remembers things. Based on a novel or short story, music was better than the movie.
Les Miserables? The movie was pretty good.
Probably the music was better, though.
Yeah. Road Trip. Former cast member of Saturday Night Live.
Nebraska.
Oh, yeah.
Documentary, Friendship.
There was a movie that came out last year. I didn't see it, but there's one about Sam Shepard and a very old friend of his.
I'm not sure I believe this exists.
It exists. Look it up. Put it right here. You see?
I can't argue with that.
Computer or cash register. Making up or making out.
Electric Dreams. Briefcase or staircase. A sibling relationship.
Briefcase. Siblings. The Blues Brothers.
Ah, nice.
Briefcase full of blues. The Country or the Woods. Love at First Sight.
Country. Brokeback Mountain.
Here we go.
I've got a bunch of movies that I've never seen before. You don't know what they are. Every episode I'm going to spring one on you. It might be good. It might be bad. We'll watch it and talk about it. Welcome to the basement. Well, now that you know how to play this, last time Craig issued me a Cineplexity challenge to determine what our movie tonight would be.
What was that challenge, Matt?
A female lead character. Check. Something is built or destroyed. Oh, something is built all right. A career. Also, several welded together pieces of metal. Because this Steel Town girl on a Saturday night has a passion to Flashdance.
Send it over here. All right, Flashdance. I haven't seen this since I was far too young to see this.
Released in 1983, directed by Adrian Lyne, this was the first collaboration between producers Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer, who would go on to produce Top Gun 3 years later.
Featured on our show 2 years ago.
It all comes around in a circle. The film was based on the real-life story of construction worker turned dancer Maureen Martyr, who was paid $2,300 for the rights to her story. The film went on to gross over $200 million, and Maureen didn't see none of it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a sad story. This film also features Welcome to the Basement Hall of Famer in the non-human category. Say it with me. Dancing. It is in the title. I probably didn't need to bring that up.
Yeah, but maybe next year, Flashing. I'm intrigued. I don't know if this is a good movie or not anymore. It's there's so much cultural weight that was put on it back in the 80s, and yet it seems to be not important at all now. I'm looking forward to us informing the world if this is still a good movie.
The main character in this movie is a welder, but she has artistic aspirations. Maybe you have artistic aspirations, and I want those to be able to come out. And my gift for you today maybe will help you do that.
Ooh. It's an Etch-a-Sketch.
That's right. You could become a master drawer.
Yes, I could.
Drawer.
Drawer.
Well, you little maniacs, won't you take your passion over to the old leather couch and make it happen with us as we enjoy the glitz and the glamour of Flashdance.
It's broken.
Oh, Craig, what a feeling. I am feeling it. I'm feeling the feeling.
I'm feeling an intense amount of nostalgia just from the opening crescendo.
Man, this is syntherific.
Yes, it is.
You didn't notice that stuff so much in 1983.
Nope. But you can practically tell what month this was recorded in. In the dirty steel mills of Pittsburgh works a welder who turns out to be a woman.
At night, she's a dancer at Mobby's. Hey, is Mobby in? He owes me money. I'm Stu, by the way. I used to work as a welder, but I got laid off.
Became a dancer?
That's right. A strip club where there's a whole lot of dancing and not a lot of stripping going on.
And does something with water, which you'll remember for the rest of your life now.
Ice bucket challenge accepted. I challenged the guy from Footloose, Baby in the Corner, and Ferris Bueller.
There's also this little dumbass who works in the kitchen. He wants to be a comedian. He tells bad jokes.
He's simply awful.
A lesbian with a heart on.
I hope he's the friend who dies. The boss of the welding store, Nick Hurley, sees Alex dancing and says, hey, she works for me.
So what's a dancer doing working as a welder?
It's a good premise for a movie.
I'll give you $2,300 for it.
Sold. He tries to get her to go out on a date with him, but she says, nuh-uh, I don't date the boss. Ladri de bicicleta!
It's been a long time. Faster! Faster! I'm so aroused right now. This is a representation of what a maniac would dance like, but with less stabbing.
She wants nothing more than to audition for the Pittsburgh Dance Conservatory, but she can't because she's too nervous. She doesn't have any formal training.
Be sure and list all your years of dance education.
Looks here that you did 6 months at the Western Allegheny Technical College.
And she thinks she's going to be laughed at. Alex also pals around with an old lady named Hannah, who's used to be a dancer 90 years ago.
Hannah is there to inspire her.
Do it now. Do it.
Well, what are these? Oh, they're very cute.
Who are you?
Leaving. Lead singer of Fear, the punk rock group.
Is it?
Yeah.
All nude all the time. That's
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. While she's walking along with her gal pal, she's propositioned by Johnny C.
He's opening up a more naked strip club down the block. He's trying to lure the girls from Maui's to go and become real strippers over there.
She kicks his ass to the curb, and her friends go work out in a weirdly lighted gym. Richie, the idiot comic, goes up on stage at Maui's.
Robert Wool.
Oh, yeah.
You're about the Pollock bank robber? He tied up the safe and blew the guard.
He does his stupid, hacky jokes. He bombs. But then, later in the act, he turns it around and he gets a few laughs.
There was a Polish terrorist. They sent him to blow up a car and he burned his lips on the exhaust pipe.
That's funny. My brother-in-law died in Ireland.
Johnny C. is there and he's acting like a creep again.
And so she humiliates him by pouring beer on his lap. Probably would have ended up there anyway. It's a bar in Pittsburgh.
Later on, after the club closes, Johnny C. shows up with his goon, and he pushes these two around. He breaks Richie's nose.
What noise does a Pollock's nose make when it breaks? Krakow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alex's boss, Nick, shows up in the nick of time. I will weld you to death.
Nick, you used to be poor like us. There's your character development. We're leaving. Since he was a nice guy, she says, all right, I'll go on a date with you.
Alex and the gang go to Jeannie's ice skating recital. Her parents are also there. Jeannie goes out and does her routine, but she messes up.
But she gets back up.
Falling Gloria. You messed up the skate routine. You're gonna lose the skating competition. You're not a very good skater.
Until she goes down again, and then she doesn't get up at all.
I love you more than I've ever loved anything in my whole life.
Even more than pizza.
You bounce pretty good.
Laughing at your pain is what got me through your adolescence. Alex and Nick get some pizza, and they go back to her place.
She does an elaborate bra move, and they have sex.
The welding that day was especially sweet now that she knew she was welding for him. These two crazy kids begin their romance. Love montage. Or hobo montage, I can't tell at this point.
The music starts and you begin to feel it. And your body just starts to move.
It's like epilepsy.
Something inside of you just clicks.
In me, it's my trick knee. Alex goes to the ballet with her old lady friend Hannah, and she sees Nick getting into his Porsche with a sexy blonde. Oh, she jumps to conclusions, let me tell you. She bikes to Nick's house, and she breaks one of his windows. But she finds out at work the next day that that was his ex-wife, so everything's okay again. They go to dinner together, there's some footsie under the table.
This is your first time trying to eat sexy? You're doing okay, but...
You like phone booths?
Do you like fungus? Richie shows up at Alex's place and tells her that he's moving to L.A. Richie comes back from L.A. Who cares? He finds out that Jeannie is dating Johnny C. Richie and Jeannie were dating before, by the way. I forgot to mention that. Alex finally submits her application to the conservatory, but Nick finds out, he makes a phone call, and he gets Alex the audition. Alex couldn't be happier.
Here I go again on my own.
But when she finds out that he pulled some strings, she gets really mad and says, I'm not going to that audition. I don't have any dreams. Alex finds out that Jeannie is dancing at the all-nude Zanzibar.
And that's where the nudity happens.
Oh, here we go, Craig. This is what we want to see. Look at that. All nude, Craig. I wish we could show the home audience this sexy, steamy scene, but we can't do it. We'll just have to enjoy it all on our own. She goes down and rescues her from a fate of making some money for dancing for a change. Hey, now you're a stripper. It's like tag.
Come on. You're not like those girls. They're having a good time and you're not.
Hannah!
Oh, Hannah's gonna be dead. Hannah's dead, calling it. Hannah dies.
She died yesterday.
Damn, she owes me $20. She said it was for liver medicine. And Alex decides to go to the audition. This is a little number by the Fat Boys. I hope you enjoy it. It's called All You Can Eat. It's the song that I most like to dance to. She starts doing her dance routine, but she messes up. Oh my god, she's got to start over again. Take it off. If you want to pass this audition, you know what you need to do. I'm Stu, by the way.
And when she does, ho! Yes!
She's doing this.
Look at her go. She does jumps. She does a little pointy thing at everyone.
Just kind of runs around, and these old fogies love it. I did it. I passed the audition. I did it. You've gift wrapped my dog. Why? Is this a new dog? She passes the audition. We don't actually hear that, but we assume from the happy faces at the end of the movie that that's what happened. Flashdance! Are you inspired to live your dreams?
Sure, follow my dreams. I'll get right on that. You? In another Adrian Lyne movie, there's a woman named Alex in a loft.
Which one?
Alex is the name of the woman in Fatal Attraction.
Oh. I'm guessing that during Flashdance he had a good relationship with a woman named Alex, and by the time Fatal Attraction rolled around, things had gone sour.
Probably.
The thing that we as humans based most of our stories on is something called the monomyth. This 8-part story structure is often attributed to Joseph Campbell and Community creator Dan Harmon.
Yes.
Step 2, I believe, of 8 is the call to adventure. That's where the hero is inspired to do something heroic. I believe the next step is called crossing the threshold, where they actually enter into the adventure. Now, there's a step that comes in between sometimes, the refusal of the call, where the hero resists the adventure because of feelings of inadequacy or fear or whatever. This entire movie is the refusal of the call. And it gets a bit tiresome.
She realizes she's not dressed appropriately for a dance school. All she really had to do is go and get different clothes.
She's kind of dumb. I mean, she is.
Yeah.
She's 18.
There's a little bit of life experience that she doesn't have.
Yeah.
Like the fact that if you have connections, you should use the connections, and you shouldn't be upset if your connections use their connections to connect you to your goal.
With something you're obviously incapable of achieving yourself.
Yes. On the surface, it looks like it's gritty. This movie is just posing as a gritty movie.
Well, this movie doesn't really have in-depth characters. None of these characters are three-dimensional.
They don't have to be completely three-dimensional. Dirty Dancing is a movie, kind of a dance fantasy going on. They're not the most three-dimensional people, but you care about them a bit more. You know, because you see them actually progressing as human beings through it.
Right.
You don't get to see that here.
Yeah, it doesn't hold up.
Johnny C was in the band Fear, you told
Yeah,
me?
that's Leaving. He was also Mr. Body in the movie Clue.
He was!
Yep. Apparently, the job of director was originally offered to David Cronenberg, who turned down the movie. Cronenberg's Flashdance would be quite something.
It would have.
There is no one in this movie who I wanted to fail more, though, than Richie, the idiot comedian. Even when he was sad, and even when he seemed like he was learning, I still hated him. And I wanted him to fail, and he did fail.
Yeah, they should have hired an actual comedian.
They had Robert Wool on the set. Why couldn't he have been the comedian?
Yeah, they could have
been
He
was a comedian!
Yes.
I think we're ready for some final thoughts on Flashdance.
I'm reminded of how amazing my childhood was of just being allowed to watch anything on cable.
Oh, yeah.
And that I just
what a glorious time.
Because even if the movie wasn't really sexy, it was sexy enough that you probably didn't want your kids watching it.
But I had parents who had to go to bed early because they had to work. And so I got to wander through the playground of HBO.
That's right. Before there was the internet, we had nothing but side boob shots and watching it all scrambled in the like Channel 99.
The Playboy Channel.
Yeah.
No one ever got that.
I think I can see a nipple.
That was Flashdance. It splashed all over us and made us all wet. If you haven't seen it, give it a shot. Hey, that Maniac routine is pretty good. Why don't you dance on over to welcometothebasementshow.com. That's our website. You can watch every episode of the show ever made, even ones that haven't been made yet. That's not true. But you can also click on the PayPal donation button. You can make a donation to support this show. We're like struggling welders, and sometimes we need a few dollars to get by.
Yeah.
Until we can work up the courage to go to that audition.
We're gonna be real movie critics someday.
Some of our recent donors include Ryan, who says, "It's nice to watch your show, and it feels like I'm part of a movie nerd club." Hannah. Could it be Hannah?
She was dead.
The dead old lady from the movie?
Whoa!
Hannah, please have Craig say hi to Hayden. She is a great sister and loves Welcome to the Basement.
Hi, Hayden. Glad you like the show.
Michael. Marcus. Brittany, who says, looking forward to more seasons of The Good, the Bad, and the Ernesto of cinema. What do you think of that, Ernesto? That's what I thought. Couldn't care less. Matthew, who says, please don't use this for drugs, Craig.
I don't do drugs.
Matthew's got your number. Tim, Sean, Jacob, who says, I just did the cinematic immersion tank with the film Reservoir Dogs, and I had an excellent time doing it.
Oh, I did that.
I think I did it too.
Yeah,
when I first watched it. And Jesse, who says, I've been watching Blame Society Films productions since Super Shooter, and I have never seen Matt as joyful as he is on Welcome to the Basement.
Oh.
Craig, I've got a surprise treat for you. You're going to get 2 gifts tonight.
Really?
The second one is not from me. It's from one of our viewers.
Really?
It's Candace, who sent us the cross-stitch of the One Potato a Man Eats, and she sent you a postcard.
Oh, look at that.
She is obviously aware of your love of architecture, because there's a
Yes.
building on it.
Oh, the Tillamook House. Hey, here's a little bit of trivia. My parents met just outside of Tillamook, Oregon.
Thanks for the postcard, Candace. Any of you other people, if you want to send us something, we now have a P.O. box.
Good old-fashioned mail?
That's right. If you want to send us something, you can send it to this address. P.O. Box 2702, Madison, Wisconsin 53701. And now it's time for Seen It, Seen It. Now it's time for Seen It, Seen It. Well, by the time this is posted, this will have been very old news, but the realities of our shooting schedule sometimes make it difficult for us to address current events in a topical manner, but we're very saddened by the passing of Robin Williams. It was shocking news to hear, and our hearts go out to his friends and family. And so for Seen It, we're going to do a little tribute to the late, great Robin Williams.
Charlie Mensing asks, I hope you cover Insomnia, easily one of my favorite movies, plus Al Pacino. Also, Robin Williams. Seen it.
Yeah, Robin Williams is a really scary villain, and it just really shows the range. What made him a superstar is that ability to do comedy and drama equally well.
Of all the movies I've seen with him in it, it's the movie where he's the most still. When this movie came out, people were like, oh, I can't believe they made a remake of the Norwegian Insomnia. I knew 2 people who had seen the Norwegian Insomnia, and I was one of them.
And then Christopher Nolan makes Batman, and he gets famous.
Oh, now everyone's like, oh, Insomnia, it's wonderful. It's one of the best thrillers of all time.
Posers.
Yep. But the Norwegian one's good too.
David Denton writes, Robin Williams, personally, Good Will Hunting stands out as his greatest work. Seen it.
Seen it.
There was a huge Good Will Hunting backlash. Boy, after it won those Oscars, all of a sudden everyone who used to love it just hated it. And I never fell into that camp. I always liked that movie.
Yeah. It's a movie that keeps getting better the more times you see it, as far as I'm concerned.
And to this day, Anytime anyone says to me, do you like blanks? I always say, I got a number. How do you like them blanks? I know it's stupid, but I always do it.
Olivia Cooper writes, my boyfriend Matt
Not me.
and I were devastated about the death of Robin Williams. We were wondering if you have seen what we consider to be one of his best dramatic performances in the haunting 1 Hour Photo. Seen it?
I have seen it.
It's a good movie.
Despite an already dated title. 1 Hour Photo probably means nothing to anyone anymore.
Yeah, and I think it loses it towards the end when he finally turns the corner and goes over the edge. But very intriguing.
Dragonwing 16 writes, The Awakening, or Goodwill Hunter, or Dead Poets Club. Good one. I haven't seen any of these because these are not actual movies, but I think the movies you're talking about I have seen. In particular, Dead Poets Society.
Seen it. Yes, that movie was what I was all about when I was in high school.
Okay.
It was a movie for guys like us who are like, we're sensitive and we like to read.
It'll inspire your youngster. Show it to him when he's a freshman.
Yep. In high school. In college, too late.
So rest in peace, Robin Williams. We sure are going to miss you. And now we've got a new movie that we want to talk about.
Oliver Anthony Hawkins writes, we all know how much you don't like Ethan Hawke, Craig. But seriously, his performance in Boyhood is brilliant. I think this might be the turning point for you.
We saw this movie together in the theater.
Yes.
What did you think?
Oliver, this is the turning point for me. I recant everything I've said about Ethan Hawke. He still seems a little bit smug to me, but his performance in that movie is solid.
In particular, once he starts becoming an old dad, the little choices that he makes, you really see an evolution over the 10 years it took to film this. The film is an astounding accomplishment. At the same time, it takes a hell of a long time to end.
Roger Ebert said that no good movie can be too long, but if that movie was just 15 minutes shorter, it would have been fine.
Sure, yeah. That's seen it.
And that's our show.
Oh, thank you for dancing along with us to the dance movie known as Flashdance. Go to welcometothebasementshow.com, check it out, click on that PayPal button.
Like us on Facebook.
You'll know what the next movie is before the episode airs, so you can get a jump on it.
Yes.
As you know, we don't release these episodes twice a month. We release them once every 2 weeks. So that means some months we release 3 episodes. One of those months is October. And as you know, October contains the super spooky holiday known as Halloween. I've decided we're going to watch nothing but horror movies for all of October.
Yes!
Now, in the past, for Halloween, I've given you a selection of movies to choose from. Usually 5 or 6, you pick the one that you like. In the past, you've picked movies such as Scanners and Horror of Dracula. But what about all those movies you didn't pick? Well, Craig, these corpses just won't stay dead. They've risen from their graves to feast upon your mind as your terrified gaze locks on them. Too scared to watch, yet unable to turn away. I've taken all of these movies that you haven't picked from our past Halloween smorgasbords, and I'm putting them in the safari helmet, and I'm stirring them around, a veritable witch's cauldron of cinema. This randomly drawn movie is going to be the movie we watch for the first episode of Halloween. Alright, what am I going to draw from the hat? Break the seal here. I'm the only one who knows what this movie is, and I'm not telling any of you. If you want to find out what it is, tune in next time. We'll see you then.
Good night.
Ooh.
For someone who says that she just improvises the entire thing, she sure has a lot of props.
She has a giant tube TV, and what the hell is this?
Take it off. No, really, please, take it off. Sweet transvestites.